Great morning, Instagram world. This is yours truly, the James Cardoza, owner, operator, creator of Fitzpatrick's. It is Tuesday, and I'm about to get my workout on. So, finishing up my rain drink. And it's, it's funny, man. It's funny because before I started drinking these rains, I was drinking the Bangs, and I didn't necessarily like the way they tasted as much, but they made me feel good because all the caffeine and all the shit in them. And I tried a Reign. I didn't like the way that tasted either. But I tried a few more times, and eventually I was like, I like these better. So I officially like Reigns better than Bangs. But now I will say this though, like when I'm in Vegas, I live in California, so Vegas is like a 3.5 hour drive. Which the older you get, I'm 37. I drive 50 miles to work out on the weekends. 3.5 hours ain't nothing, man. That's like, boop. You literally don't even realize I'm driving before I'm even there. But when I'm in Vegas, I'm having a good time. The energy drink of choice, right? My favorite energy drink, the energy drink that I will drink without regret, is Red Bull. For sure. I'm not sure how I do like the new flavors, right? They got the cranberry, they got the blueberry. They got a few flavors now. Quite a bit. But one of the things I used to talk about, I used to work at a grocery store. And all the vendors, I was like, night manager or whatever, night person. And I would talk to the vendors. And one of the things I used to love about Red Bull was, it was kind of like an arrogance they had. We don't need multiple products. We got one product. And we kick ass at it, right? I always thought that was cool. It's kind of like In-N-Out sells a cheeseburger. They don't need to diversify. All these fast food places, selling products that it's not in their scope, just to appease, I guess, a clientele base. I don't know. I like products. I like people who do one thing really, really well. It's kind of like Bruce Lee said, I don't fear the man who throws 1,000 punches. I fear the man who throws one punch 1,000 times. Like, if you had this question for anybody out there listening, feel free to comment. I'm going to tag a bunch of people in this. So when I tag you, don't feel bad. I'm not calling you out. I just want to get some people to comment and stuff. So hopefully you're watching the whole video. And this is a little off topic, a little out of my sphere, professional or expertise. But just communicate. If you can make one dish, if you can make one thing, and you just made it over and over and over and over again, and you wanted to be the best at making this one thing, what would it be? I think if I had to choose one thing that I can make over and over again, the exact same way. I'm not trying to say, well, no, you can diversify a little bit, throw in different ingredients. The one thing that I would love, because I do a really good grilled cheese sandwich. Now, I would challenge anybody to a grilled cheese sandwich. I, in my opinion, make the world's greatest grilled cheese sandwich. And I'm talking just bread and cheese. Now, you start getting a little fancy. You start throwing on varieties of cheese, right? It's not just the American cheese we're used to as kids. You start changing the texture of the cheese. You can change the quality of the bread, right? When I remember thinking about the old school when I was a kid, my grandma making me a grilled cheese sandwich, which, by the way, is an amazing grilled cheese sandwich. Get the Wonder Bread, put the butter on it, throw it in the pan, take a slice of American cheese or 2 slices, whatever, and then another piece of American or Wonder Bread, right? So basically 2 pieces of Wonder Bread, 2 pieces of American cheese. And that was the grilled cheese sandwich, right? That was what you would eat. And it was good. Don't get me wrong, I love me a grilled cheese sandwich. And then you get older and you start playing around with the different varieties of bread, varieties of cheese. You start throwing on different toppings. All right. So, like, what would be the first topping you would add to a grilled cheese sandwich outside of cheese and bread? See, for me, it would be bacon. Throw some bacon on there, right? You ever had a grilled cheese sandwich with tomato? How do you do that? How do you add tomato to a grilled cheese sandwich without getting the tomato or the bread soggy or getting the tomato too hot? See, the trick to adding a tomato to a grilled cheese sandwich is you want to maintain that crunchiness, that you want to have that variation of temperature when you bite into it, right? So a grilled cheese sandwich is all about layers. Layering texture, layering flavor. Man, see, I put a lot of thought into my grilled cheese sandwiches. Like, I've had grilled cheese sandwiches from restaurants, and they were freaking horrible. And they use this thick-ass bread, right? So I'm already biting into bread. And it's like, it takes forever to get to the cheese. Or, you can't add too much cheese, right? Like, I have been places with this. Like, that's kind of like the funny part. They try to say, oh, we add more. You can't add too much cheese, too. It's got to be a right balance. It's like making a cocktail, making a drink, right? People think it's fun. Well, if you want to have a strong drink, drink it straight, right? If you want to have a weak drink, drink soda. But there's a right balance of grilled cheese, man. Yep. I make grilled cheese pretty regularly for myself. Not right now because I'm not really eating bread or anything. But I love making grilled cheese sandwiches. I love practicing making grilled cheese sandwiches. So when I get the opportunity to rate around people, I will make grilled cheese sandwiches for them. I love to get their feedback too, because I like to get that right. And it's not just the cheese and the bread. There's also a seasoning to it too, right? Like, what seasonings do you put on your sandwich? A really popular one that I like to use is garlic salt. You can't use too much garlic salt really quickly, though. So be conscious of that. Like, it could act, ooh, that's too salty, right? Because there's already salt in the bread or the cheese, I believe. Luckily, my wife is somewhat of a cheese expert, right? Because of her profession. She works in the Service Deli Bakery. So she's very knowledgeable with cured meats and cheeses and stuff. I've never used a cured meat on my grilled cheese. I have thought about it, though. Change it up, make it a little fancier, right? Like, how can you make it into a Gold Star grilled cheese sandwich? Like, if you were to be interacting with some fancy people, and let's say they wanted to spend $50 on a grilled cheese sandwich, what would you do, right? If someone says, I want a grilled cheese sandwich that you think is worth $50, what are some ingredients you would throw on there? So, Yep. I'll tell you a little trick, though. I seen this on Food Network. A little trick, just to give you a little information about grilled cheese. Next time you're making your kid a grilled cheese, instead of using sliced cheese, try using shredded cheese, right? What I want you to do is I want you to take the bread, I want you to butter both sides of the bread. A and B, side B, right? Put side A of both pieces of bread on the pan, 30 seconds, just to get nice and a little crispy. Take them off, right? Then what I want you to do is I want you to put about a handful of that shredded cheese on the pan that's nice and hot. Take side A, again, put it on top of the cheese of one piece of bread. Let it sit for a second, right? Maybe 30 seconds. Let the cheese get crunchy. Then I want you to slide a spatula underneath the cheese. Put that bread now on side B. Psst, this sizzling. Put more cheese on top of the cheese. And then put the other bread, side A, on top of that. Let that sit. Flip it over to side, what I'm saying, so both sides. So now what we're getting here is inside the sandwich we have what is, it's like that little burnt cheese that you like on the sides with regular melted cheese. The bread on the inside has also been a little bit seared or crunchy, buttered, and the outsides are buttered. But on the outsides, that's up to you on what kind of seasoning you want to do. Usually I'll do a little garlic salt. It's a smidgen though. It's a smidgen. That gives it that perfect texture, flavor. It has got to be the most ideal, generic grilled cheese in my opinion. Now I can get fancier than that, but that's just like my... People always say, what's different about this sandwich? What's different about this grilled cheese? Without realizing they're biting into crunchy cheese or seasoned bread. Well, you can tell the garlic salt right away. So, anyway, I'm gonna tag you if you. I'm gonna tag everybody that I know that I can think of on top of my head. If you see this video, 2 questions I got for you, man. Please, if you don't mind commenting, what is your one dish you make amazing? And if your dish is gumbo or something fancy, hell yeah, throw that in there, man. I'm very, very impressed. Mine's a grilled cheese sandwich, right? 2, what is your favorite extra ingredient to throw on a grilled cheese? It could be bacon, could be tomato, could be a BLT grilled cheese. Come on now. All right? Could be. So, anyway, that being said, my friends, as always, appreciate your time, appreciate you following along. If you get tagged in this video, please watch the whole thing and do those 2 things. What's your favorite dish to make, and what's that extra ingredient you would throw in a grilled cheese? And as always, appreciate your time. Remember who loves you.